I guess to give context, while KG is on his way back from getting the milk, did he come back with the milk?
You want to buy anime merch, huh?
So, for those who don't know, and some of you might know, Crunchyroll recently was like, "Hey, we now own the main
chalky milk. Great to not begin.
Wow, that's crazy.
Oh, Jesus.
That is crazy.
Considering the joke,
Terrell made the joke.
Yeah, that's why I have to go back again, bro.
You went hook, line, and sinker.
What happened?
Yeah, but it was so recent that there's no way. The window's too close.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
Like he just said it. He just said it.
Yeah, I was like, oh, while KG's going back to bring the
milk. Which he was making, obviously he was making like a father leave home joke. But you came back with chocolate milk. So kudos, KG.
That's golden. Crunchyroll just bought that.
So I guess that joke I said earlier finally has a payoff at the end.
Also, Fox, what do you mean they bought the hentai site? The fucking
the right stuff is. Are we talking about
Yeah, but right stuff isn't a hint. Well, I mean, it sells.
It sells hentai stuff, but they now transfer that hentai stuff to another site.
I guess that makes sense. I mean,
because they can't have that be on the right stuff with Crunchyroll.
Yeah, who the fuck is buying Osagi Drop Volume 1 and then also buying Big Titty Waifus Volume 16 in the same purchase? It's just weird.
And to you, it'll look weird. To those that are making money, they'll be like, another satisfied customer, bro.
I don't know, man. That's the one thing I can't. I've bought an ecchi, but I can't. Buying hentai has never been like that for me. But essentially, what sparked this discussion or this topic is literally Crunchyroll has bought another part of the industry, and I'm just like,
Joey Royce just asked me, what is my thoughts on the Pokemon manga? I own it. Look.
I don't see it.
He whipped it out.
Yeah, well, it was right by me. I'm moving, so all of my shit is right here in like a box.
Unfortunately.
They just happened to ask right when my manga box was right by me, so I'm able to show it off.
It was well timed. But essentially, we're gonna kind of I want to kind of talk about the history of buying anime and manga and various other merch in the States, while also kind of going through a couple of examples of crazy and weird licensing issues, and also talk about what the three of us collect personally and what things we still want to own at some point. But money's tight, or the economy's ass, or it's just not an easy place to buy it. It's kind of the thing is this conversation can go all over the place. So I want what we'll do, because there's a bunch of different dubbing companies, and I don't want to do every single one.
Right.
What are the most common, I guess?
Let's start off with what we currently have, because we have way less now than we used to.
That'll make things a lot more easier.
So if you're watching a dub of any sort today, there's only maybe three or four dubbing places that it's probably from. The one that mostly everybody knows is Funimation. No,
that's dead. What are you talking about? You said current. That thing's dead now, bro.
All right. Fine. You had to fucking get in specifics with me. But everyone still knows what Funimation is, Kevin. Damn.
Well, I never had it, so I don't know.
You knew what Funimation was. You saw the goddamn logo that came up before Dragon Ball Z started. I hate you so much.
Yu Yu Hakusho too.
Yeah, exactly. So Crunchyroll / Funimation, because it hasn't been long enough for the Funimation tagline to be absolutely dead.
Is it Funny Roll or Crunchimation now?
I think it's Crunchimation now. Funny Roll was when they were partnering, and then now Crunchyroll ate them, so it's Crunchimation.
Got it. Okay.
So Crunchyroll / Funimation is what most people know of, which would be Dragon Ball, One Piece, Black Clover, Fairy Tail, fucking Attack on Titan, My Hero Academia.
Basically all your Shonen Jump shit.
Not all, though, because that goes to our other company, who technically still dubs things, but at a very, and I mean this, a very, very slower rate, which would be Viz Media, who you mainly know for their manga. Actually, at this point, I think Viz, other than like a couple other places like Yin Press, who do like light novels and shit, Viz is like the place to get the majority of your manga.
Viz Media actually does a change on, I know this is irrelevant, but it does a change on Vegito's name where it spells it different. instead of the VEGITO, it's the VEGTTO, because it's supposed to be the Kakarato. So Viz Media's names Goku Kakarato instead of Kakarot. So they went ahead and called him Vegito, as spelled the way it is in the anime version. So fuck that.
No, that works because they did it with One Piece and they've done it with JoJo. One Piece, Zoro is so called Zolo in the Viz Media version because they still can't use the term Zoro as his name. So they still keep Zolo. Like if you buy One Piece now, they still call him Zolo. Hell, even on the fucking app, they call him Zolo when you're reading the manga.
Really?
Also, yeah.
Yes.
And JoJo, most people know JoJo's history, but just to quickly explain, from part 3 and onwards, they started naming stands after like famous bands and people. And because of copyright, you couldn't do that. You couldn't put that shit out in the States. Part of the reason why it took so long to fucking dub that shit. So they had to come up with variations of the actual names to then put it into, like, even if you read subtitles on like Crunchyroll and shit, they don't call, like, there's a stand called Vanilla Ice. They can't call them Ice. I think they just call them, what is it? I think it's just Ice. Is Ice or just Vanilla? Like they either cut down names or like start
or change them all together.
Or like Crazy Diamonds called Shining Diamond. They had to fucking modify names because they were too close to actually they weren't too close, they were literally the names of famous people and bands.
Did Viz Media always have Inuyasha, or was that Aniplex?
No. Okay, so that gets into the situation. For those who don't know, most American companies never animated shit ever. What they were really doing is buying the license to put it out in the States. And there's different types of licenses. You had some who were getting just the streaming license, which is kind of what fucking Crunchyroll was doing, was just streaming. Then you had Funimation, who was getting the streaming and the dubbing and the home video license, meaning they could dub it and release it on Blu-ray and DVD in the States and shit. Inuyasha always belonged to Viz, though. Inuyasha's always Naruto. Actually, that's the weird thing about Viz. Viz is in a weird position where Viz also makes the majority of its money on manga, but also got really lucky at some of the titles it grabbed and has literally made money off of these series forever. For example, Naruto and Bleach are Viz.
Yes.
There's a couple other smaller shows like fucking JoJo. I say smaller. That was a terrible transition. Fucking JoJo, Inuyasha. I think they have Ranma. I think
this little niche anime called JoJo.
I think they have Ranma. If I'm wrong, someone can correct me. Zatch Bell. Yeah, exactly, Fox.
Zatch Bell was Viz?
Yeah,
it was Viz. Okay.
Hell, don't they have Pokemon as well now?
I weirdly thought that Zatch Bell changed in the middle of it, because didn't they get a different dub company?
No, they just stopped getting dubbed.
Viz did a lot and own a lot. They did.
Yeah, and thank you. Yeah, and then Fox, you're also right. You had Bobo. Bobo is also Viz.
Bobo.
I think they also did Mare. They did Mare too.
They did Mare? Oh, yeah. Nice.
What the fuck was it called? Was it called
Mare walked so Fairy Tail can run.
Do people remember Toonami Jetstream? It was
I do remember Toonami Jetstream.
They had Hikaru no Go and Prince of Tennis. That was them.
Prince of Tennis was actually on Toonami before it wound up on Toonami Jetstream.
Yeah. So what? What the hell was that?
A jinx. There we go.
Oh.
No. But I was going to say, Mornax had a question for you, Terrell. Is Crunchyroll and Funimation separate subsidiaries or as one merged studio?
They're one merged studio now.
Now it is. Yeah, because you mentioned earlier before, they used to do collaborations back in the day, like how they actually got the access to Dragon Ball and some shit from
there was also an agreement that like Crunchyroll would get the streaming rights to shit, but then they would work with Funimation to dub and release shows. Like, because Funimation, like, regardless of how you feel about Funimation now, Funimation is the king of releasing like DVDs and Blu-rays of popular shows in the States at affordable prices. Although we haven't finished all the anime companies that currently exist. The other company that people know of, but will never, Ryan, so you're right. Viz also has Hunter x Hunter. And Sailor Moon. It's Like Viz doesn't do the newest shit. Like when new shows come out, it's usually Crunchyroll, Funimation, and the other one we're gonna talk about, Sentai Filmworks. But Viz would occasionally put their hands and grab some shit, and I don't know what it is with their luck, but they would always grab something that was like highly iconic. Like, oh, who has Sailor Moon? That's Viz. Oh, who has Hunt? Oh, that's Viz. Like they didn't grab a lot, but when they put their hand in, they usually got something good. And Viz always had good dubs, so no one had any issues. I think Viz also does Death Note. Yeah, Viz did Death Note.
Yes, Viz does have Death Note.
Yeah, Donnie, you're right. Blue Dragon. They also have Blue Dragon.
Yeah, I remember that shit.
Oh, I actually have the card that they used to have in the Jump magazines when you get them from like the pharmacies and shit. Remember those?
Yeah. Also, Red Dragon, you're right. The last thing they've grabbed is Yashahime, which makes sense because they had Inuyasha.
Actually, that's how long was that though?
I told you, Viz doesn't put their hand in the bucket like that as frequently. But they usually grab shit that either works with their brand, like obviously getting Boruto because fucking duh, you have Naruto, to quickly jump into Sentai. So Sentai Filmworks is the company that if you care about any of the industry stuff, you know of Sentai, but like if you don't know what the fuck Sentai is. Sentai Filmworks, Sentai is probably the other company that gets a lot of shit, like a lot of the new shit. I think next to Crunchyroll, and they do release it on DVD and Blu-ray. The problem with Sentai, and most people will tell you, Sentai has a pretty hit and miss record when it comes to dubs. Sentai does that dumb shit where like they have access to Food Wars, for example. They also have access to Snafu. They have access to Masamune Sume. They're the ones who put out High School to Dead, which by the way is still to date they're one of their best dubs ever. Fucking it's still if you watch oh lord. And if you watch High School to Dead's dub, it's not bad, but you can tell there's some weird janky areas. Sentai just has a really bad track record with having consistently good dubs. They also have To Love Ru and shit. And they technically have Gintama as well. Like they have other things. They have a lot of shit, but they never got their Dragon Ball, so to speak. They got a couple of shows that are in the realm of being like Food Wars, for example, is a long-running Shonen Jump title. I think, and they have Haikyuu, for example. They have shit. They have the Persona 4 anime, the vanilla one, not the golden one, because fuck you, God. But they always get their hands in shit. And actually, Red Dragon brings up a good point. Licenses change like a motherfucker. There are certain shows that started off with one company and don't belong to that company anymore. And the other company where we're gonna mention that almost everybody knows, but you forget that they fucking release. You forget that they have a stake in the American anime industry. Is Aniplex. So
they did Angel Beats. That's it. That's all I got.
Hey, look, Angel Beats is fucking goated. We don't talk
about
that.
I love Angel Beats.
Don't talk about it. I don't want to hear about it because I haven't seen it yet.
Yes,
you need to watch it.
But the only reason I said Angel Beats because that's the one I remember Aniplex did. It's hard to find Aniplex dub shit.
Okay, so here's the situation. Wait, here's the reason why. Aniplex, when they were first putting out shit.
Oh, they did Sword Art Online too, but I don't know if that's important.
Yeah, because that's kind of their moneymaker. That still makes money for them.
Yeah.
So Aniplex back in the day when American dubbing first kicked off was just licensing their shit out to other companies. Meaning Funimation had a bunch of Aniplex shows. I mean, Full Metal Alchemist is technically Aniplex, for those who don't know. But they weren't dubbing shit. So Funimation got the rights to dub it, and they dubbed it, and it was great. And it became one of the most iconic dubs in the States. And then I would say back in like 2000, it's like early 2010s. I want to say 2010, 2011, 2012. They were like, we're going to start putting out our own shit, which is why people, if y'all don't know if anyone knew about it, but people started buying a lot of Funimation's like save editions of shows and shit that were from like Gurren Lagann, for example. Same thing, because that was Aniplex. So if you didn't buy it, that means you had to deal with Aniplex, which gets into the pricing hell. Yeah, they also have Nisekoi, they have the Monogatari series, Irregular Magic High School. Guys, we can't go over every fucking show they own. They all have full catalogs. The point I'm making is that it's going to get into the pricing situation. So when we're talking about fair pricing, because I would say Funimation was probably the cheapest overall. Because Funimation either had like the entire show in one box set that you could buy, which a lot of you are like, well, wouldn't that common? Not in the States.
Nope.
I mean, not in Japan. In Japan is known for doing that. Hey, here's 3 or 4 episodes for $80. And that's just how they do shows. A lot of their shows are like that. If you want to buy, you could buy the first 4 episodes of Dressrosa, $80. Bitch, what? Is it Blu-ray? No. What? Also, fun fact, there is no Blu-ray of One Piece in the States. You cannot buy Blu-ray. Yeah, they only have DVDs for One Piece.
What? Why?
And hell, Viz only somewhat recently started doing the Blu-rays for Naruto.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Because the anime, because you had to get rights for the Blu-rays. To give you an example, Cowboy Bebop had like this crazy Blu-ray special edition.
The last bop, cowboy. Yo.
Yeah, actually, Red Dragon, it's funny now because Sony owns Aniplex and Crunchyroll now, but they didn't originally. So it was the reason why that's funny. They also owned Funimation before they joined. It's only funny because of that, because Funimation lost a lot of those Aniplex shows like Cowboy Bebop, FMA, and Gurren Lagann and shit, which, by the way, wasn't even originally Funimation's. Gurren Lagann was Bandai. Bandai fucking did.
What? They were a dubbing company?
Yeah. Gurren Lagann's dubbed.
Real talk?
Yeah. And they had a lot of good shit, too.
Did they also have Kill la Kill, or was that after the fact?
No, Kill la Kill came out after Aniplex was dubbing shit, so Kill la Kill's always been on Aniplex.
Got it. Okay.
So, but let's get into pricing. Let's talk about the joys of let's pick a show from each company. Let's say you want to get. I don't want to use a tag. I want to use something that's short. We'll say, I don't know. Let's say Sekirei for Funimation. Let's say Blood Lad for Viz. Let's say the first season of Snafu for Sentai, and let's say let's say Gurren Lagann for Aniplex.
Okay.
If we're talking, what would you view as a standard price for a full 13 episode series, Blu-ray or DVD combo? Like, just give me, what would you think that would cost?
Or in a complete set of DVD. So wait, the complete set would it be all 13 episodes?
Yes,
Like plus an OVA and like some shit in the background?
Yes.
$60.
Okay, so Funimation would usually give you that kind of shit for around 40 to 60, depending on if it was a collector's edition and they were giving you like.
Also, I guess it depends on how popular the anime is.
Yeah, but most of the companies kind of hung in their lanes. So Funimation would kind of hang
video games did.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Funimation for the most part would hang in that lane somewhere between 40 and 60, depending on some varying factors, but they mainly hung in that lane. Yes. Viz for the most part also was very good about hanging in that lane, 40 to 60. And then you get to fucking Aniplex. And Aniplex said, hey, let's say you wanted to see, let's say Sekirei. Let's say the first season of Sekirei, which was 13 episodes. You want to watch Sekirei? I'll give you the first 4 to 6 episodes for $50.
What?
So if you wanted to own a 12 episode series from Aniplex, you were spending $120.
Are you fucking kidding me?
And the reason why I know this is I'm a big fan of Durarara.
I love it.
And that was in the first season was like 20 something episodes, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And to own the entire series of Dura, you spent upwards to like $200 and some. And then they had the nerve to later on put out the Blu-ray for $150. And I bought it like a dumbass. I'm not gonna
bought it.
Or for example, let's say you wanted to own Gurren Lagann. Well, Tyrone KT, you know Gurren Lagann's been out for fucking years.
Of course.
But I think in the last 5 years they finally put the bitch out on Blu-ray.
I just looked it up. If you want to get sets 1 and 2 of Kill la Kill, you gotta pay $64.99. That's not even the whole damn thing. That's just sets 1 and 2.
How many episodes are in each one of those sets, buddy?
I'm gonna guess 3
episodes 1 through 9.
Yeah, exactly.
My motherfucker plus tax, bro. What?
And shipping.
What?
And
What?
Needless to say, if you were a
The
collector,
entire, well, what the fuck? Aniplex's Blue Exorcist collection season 1 is like $149. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
You're kidding.
See, so fucking Aniplex, if any show
What is that problem, yo?
Because they're going by Japanese rules. That's what Japan would do.
Dude, Hell Girl season 1 is $269.
And this gets into the other issue. Some of those are just their normal prices. The other problem is that in the States, if a show isn't like insanely popular, like Bleach or even Sword Art Online or fucking or Attack on Titan, and it falls to the wayside, you will never, ever find that box set again unless Funimation was really good about releasing those save editions. But that's if Funimation had the rights to the show. So like Sekirei got like, here's a budget version for $20. Here's or I know Tyrone knows about this, the fucking Dragon Ball box sets for like 20.
Oh god, don't even get me started.
They're not good quality, but if you wanted to own the show and that's all you cared about, Red Dragon. Tyrone, do me a favor. Look at the Persona 5 anime price, box set price.
Wait, what you said? Persona 5 anime?
Yeah, Persona 5. It's not a good anime, but just look it up.
You said the anime box set?
Yeah.
Okay, give me a second. All right. If you want Persona 5 anime box set part 1, it's $33.72.
How many episodes is that?
Part 1 has episodes. It's not telling me.
Really?
Give me a second. I gotta look on the back.
I'll give him a second. But essentially, if Aniplex got a show after 2010, you were host.
How many episodes were in Persona?
Wasn't that a full? It was like 20 something, wasn't it? Because it adapted. It adapted the whole fucking.
Oh my god! If you want the entire Blu-ray anime set for Persona 5, it costs. That's 12 sets, by the way.
Yeah.
It costs $448 fucking dollars.
Yep. So
what the fuck? They all average at 400.
Yep. So needless to say, if Aniplex got a show, you had to save up for like
Persona 5, the animated series, Region B Collector's Edition is $250.
Oh yeah, Madoka Magica. When Madoka Magica came out in the States and that bitch blew up, go look up Madoka Magica. Madoka Magica, Madoka Magica was 12 episodes, wasn't it? It wasn't long. Or if you look up
that sad magical girl anime.
Yeah. Oh. Or if you look up Sword Art Online. That's also
okay. Wait. Am I looking up the Blu-ray or the DVD?
Blu-ray. So Blu-ray? That's the other thing. They were really anime Blu-rays were slower to pick up steam than like traditional Blu-rays. Mm-hmm. So because of that,
okay, the complete series for Madoka Magica is $34.48.
They must have mellowed that out. Well, granted, it's been like years.
Yeah, it's the complete box series 3-disc.
Is that how many episodes is that? Is that the whole series?
That's episodes 1 through 12. Yes.
Okay, they finally chilled out.
Gee, well, somewhat. Somebody asks though, and this is important to answer too. What even is the purpose of buying a Blu-ray? And that is availability. Because if you use any streaming service site, such as Funimation or Crunchyroll, or even like with speaking about Funimation, if you have access to that, well, now you no longer have access to Funimation, and therefore all those content that was originally there on that platform, all those episodes you were probably going to binge through, they're gone from there. Now you have to go to another set of a site that streams services for you, and you have to hope that they have access to those there to watch said episodes. Whereas if you buy a Blu-ray, sure, it's costly, but you can at least whip it out and just start watching it then and there, you know?
Yeah. Also, with today, with the way things are nowadays, Blu-ray is basically becoming the more optimal way to watch most of your shit.
Well, that's because
Dragon Ball Z, getting Blu-rays for them is fucking hell. Because
Dragon Ball Z at least had the advantage of getting re-released in different formats. The problem is they didn't get it right until somewhat recently.
And even now, yeah, it's still weird. Like that there's never a definitive collection for Dragon Ball, because I know you said the orange bricks are bad quality, but they're the only series of Dragon Ball Z where you can get both the Faulkner score, the Japanese score, and English dub with the Japanese score. So it's the only one where you can watch Dragon Ball in all three formats: English with Bruce Faulkner soundtrack, English with Funimation's dub, but Japanese music, or Japanese with English.
You can't get that on the not on the Orange Bricks. No.
What? Yes, you can.
No, the Orange Bricks only had Faulkner's music. It didn't have the original Japanese.
I thought it had. No, I remember watching the English with Japanese on it.
No. What I'm saying is it didn't have the Japanese OST. It had Faulkner's OST, but it didn't have the Japanese OST. You know what? You know which version did have the the original Japanese OST?
Oh, Terrell, I pulled up the menu now. It's giving me the option.
The Orange Bricks?
Yes, you can watch it in 3 formats.
I could have swore
you can watch it in English with because I gotta keep telling myself I gotta change it to Bruce Faulkner's version if I want to listen to the Faulkner music.
Wait. Is that the old school Orange Bricks, or is that the 1.1 shit they discontinued?
Oh no, I'm watching the old Orange Brick ones.
I could have swore to God those never had the original Japanese OS. Because that's the reason why people bought the Dragon Boxes. The Dragon Ball, which were the yellow ones, where they put the original Japanese OST in the background and shit, but you couldn't get the Faulkner music, but the visual quality was way better. Because I think the problem was that they made, I think on the Dragon Boxes, they made them bitches widescreen, and those were originally 4x3. So you literally were losing part of the top and bottom of the fucking screen.
Yeah, unfortunately, if you care about aspect ratio, that is the worst one. But like I said, Orange Bricks are good for when you want to buy you want to buy a cheap set. If you want to have all the Dragon Ball Z episodes for pretty much $200, you buy that set.
I think the Orange Bricks are the only one that are like still readily available. Because the thing about the Dragon Boxes is that they were great, but you couldn't find them after a while. Actually, even now, you can only find, if you look up all the Dragon Boxes, that's a box set that literally
so for the Orange Bricks, the default soundtrack for the Orange Bricks is Kikuchi's score, the Japanese score. But you can switch it to the Faulkner score. Or you can watch it with Japanese with English subtitles.
I did not know they added that. That's surprising.
You have 3 versions.
That is duly noted. And then on top...
like I said, audio-wise, it's great. The quality-wise, it's bad because of the aspect ratio.
And then the yellow ones, Dragon Boxes, were good visually, but you lost the Faulkner score.
Correct.
And then after that,
don't even think about the Dragon Boxes, because those bitches you're not buying those.
Actually, now that I think about it, didn't Crunchyroll just add DBZ recently to their service just now?
They did. Yeah. I just saw. And you want to know what makes me mad about it? You gotta be a fucking premium member in order to watch those episodes. All of them. Mm-hmm. I'm like, dude, that's just the regular ass Dragon Ball Z. Like, they don't even have the fucking Do they have the Faulkner score or the Kikuchi score?
No idea. Let me double check on that.
Shit, I can go to Go Anime and watch Dragon Ball Z with the Kikuchi score on it.
Oh, and Rad Ambassador brings up something important. Toei lost the original masters for the Japanese audio.
Yes.
So part of the reason why the American audio probably sounds better is because they still had the original masters for it.
Absolutely, yes.
That's Toei fucking. That's more of Toei fucking up.
Yeah, if you want to buy, for example, if you want to buy one of the Dragon Boxes, just one, you're looking at on average $129 just for one, and that's just the one I looked up. That's episodes 169 through 209.
And the problem is that some boxes are easier to get than others. But the problem is
you're never getting an entire set.
But if you're a Dragon Ball fan, you want the whole set. Who the fuck only buys 1 or 2 box sets? So you got those 2, and then the third release was the level 1.1 release, which was great, but I guess they couldn't find a consistent way of making the Blu-ray, so they only released 2 of the Blu-rays, which only covers like the early Saiyan saga. It doesn't even cover all of its Saiyan saga. Mm-hmm. I actually own those.
There's also the Rock the Dragon set, which isn't complete.
No, it's not. And then you also had the Kai. You had the Kai set, which is
You have
finished.
your Kai set, yeah, but
It is finished and it is cut down and it does look good. Here's the problem: if you're a fan of the original dub, a couple voices change.
Yamamoto, because of the Yamamoto scandal, so it's out.
This is where the dub changed. So if you like,
what
for
you
example,
get instead, go ahead, Terrell. Go ahead.
Well, the two most notable examples, I believe, is Bulma and Gohan, young Gohan. Now, if you were someone like me who watched One Piece in dub before you heard Kai, Gohan sounds painfully familiar. Well, know why? Because it's Luffy's voice actress. Yeah. And the problem is, I can't listen to her Gohan and not hear Luffy. Like I grew up. She started dubbing Luffy in 2007, and I think Kai came out like.
I want to say Kai came out like 2011. Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, so I was already 4 years deep into One Piece before I even heard her Gohan, and I'm like, this is not gonna work. Bulma is kind of I can kind of put up with that one. I've actually gotten adjusted to her Bulma, but yeah, fucking Gohan, absolutely not.
Dragon Ball Kai came out in 2009. Sorry, so a year after.
No, but we're talking about. I think we're talking about the releases though. Remember, because
for DVD, that was 2011, 2 years after the fact.
Yeah, so Kai's a better and cut down version. But it also depends on what kind of Dragon Ball fan you are. I know some fans who miss the filler, and you lose that watching Kai.
Exactly.
So it kind of depends on what you're on. And I think now, obviously, we have the Super Blu-rays, and then after that, they are now doing new Blu-rays for the Dragon Ball arcs again. And when you think about it, Dragon Ball.
Also, if you don't even get me started on the movies, if you want to watch the movies, unfortunately, you pretty much have to pick up the Dragon Ball Z movie box sets, which those are pretty much like the orange bricks, unless you buy the movie separately. But then that means you got to buy each fucking movie separately.
Yeah. Ironically enough, when Viz releases the Pokemon releases, they've been doing bundles with certain films. Like I think they have like a Best Wishes bundle. They have like a Diamond and Pearl bundle, so you can get like all the Diamond and Pearl movies in like a collection. Also, Orion Sword, the only reason why I don't have the issue with Bryce Papenbrook is that I was introduced to him through Durara. That's how I was introduced to him. So I know how you could feel, because Bryce's breakout role for like mainstream anime voice actors was Kirito from Sword Art Online, but I had already watched him. I already heard his voice in Durara first. Also, people know him as fucking Eren from Attack on Titan. But getting back to Dragon Ball has fucking at least 5 or 6 iterations, and we currently have the new Blu-rays, which are probably the best version to get. But if you've been a Dragon Ball fan since you were a kid, that means you've rebought Dragon Ball like 4 fucking times at this point.
Yeah, definitely. Even I currently am trying to buy the Kai Blu-ray editions.
Yeah, like, and just in since obviously we're talking about Dragon Ball for Tyrone, I'll bring up One Piece for me. There's technically only 2 dubs of One Piece, but the hell that you had to go through to own either one of them was a bitch. So you had the 4Kids dub, which didn't release all of its fucking DVDs, so you couldn't even own the entirety of the One Piece 4Kids dub. Granted, you probably don't want to, but if you're like a One Piece collector in the States, I kind of want to, but that was fucking dumb shit. Then if you wanted to own One Piece properly on DVD, which by the way, of most shonen, it's the only shonen you can't own in fucking Blu-ray. They literally do not have Blu-ray releases at all for One Piece. Makes no fucking sense. My Hero, Black Clover, Jujutsu Kaisen, fucking Attack on Titan, all have Blu-rays. One Piece, fuck no. So in 2007 is when they started releasing the fucking One Piece DVDs, and it was all the way back to fucking episode 1. Mind you, 2007, the anime at that point had been out since fucking 99. And we had to start all the way fucking over and buy these 13 episode box sets, which which by the way, they still release 13 episode box sets for One Piece. Like, I think they're currently in Dressrosa. No, they're in Whole Cake. The dub is in Whole Cake, but I think the releases are in Zoe, I think. And you're still getting like 11 to 13 episodes. And they're like $30 to $40. And I'm just like, God damn it. So depending on what you were into, depending on the hell you were in. And the same thing went for manga. Think about it. Naruto is 70 volumes.
Mm.
So if you were into Naruto, you had to purchase 70 volumes. And how much did Naruto volumes cost? Somewhere between $8 to $10. And they would come out like a couple volumes every year. Like fucking volumes only came out like once every 3 to 4 months. And that was depending on the show. It also depends on how well it sold. That was the other issue. If you let's say you were a huge fan of Zatch Bell. Zatch Bell did release its manga, but they didn't finish the manga. You know why? Because they lost the fucking license, and it wasn't selling well enough. So even now, you only were recently able to own all the dub episodes of Zatch Bell, and you still can't own the entirety of the anime. Like
that's also the same for Gintama too, as well. That also went through its.
Oh God, Gintama was a wild. Oh, Gintama's a good example of a show that they got rights to. I think that Sergeant Frog, Detective Conan shows that they got licenses to, but just like One Piece or Dragon Ball or any show that's ongoing, they have to get licensed for each chunk of episodes. Like when I get the license to Gintama, it's not the entirety of Gintama. It's arcs. You're only getting like episodes 1 through 60 or 61 through 129 or some shit. And what they did with Gintama, like for example, Gintama has a whole arc that's dubbed, but it's like in the 300s. And it's just that arc in the 300s it's dubbed. And I'm like, what the So if you were a Gintama fan in the States, you were hoed. You were completely hoed. So if your show was popular in the States, like fucking Attack on Titan, Dragon Ball, Sword Art Online, Madoka Magica, Kill la Kill, even Akame ga Kill, these are shows that you could easily get box sets to, and they're still somewhat easy to get now. But if you were into some niche shit, like shit that was like a show that you fuck with, but like it wasn't massively popular, you would never see that bitch again.
Right.
But I feel like I've been talking a lot anyway, so so here's a question for you, Tyrone. Are there any series you want to own on Blu-ray and DVD that you don't currently own?
Dragon Ball Kai, like I said, is the one that I'm currently trying to get and to get that. I trust Amazon because sometimes you can search and find lower prices on some of these websites, but the websites you've never fucking heard of, so you don't know if you want to purchase it from them. Dragon Ball Z Kai currently, Dragon Ball Kai, if you want. So they do not give all of the Blu-rays in one set at all. No. What they do is Amazon just bundles the 3 together. So, and by 3, yes, you heard me, 3. Final Chapters, because it came out so much later than those other 3, comes out like, I think Final Chapters came out like 1 or 2 years after the fact. It was because of the Yamamoto scandal, so they had to make a new score for it. That's why we get the one musician who does the score for Dragon Ball Super. I think his name is the Satomi score. Right. But because of that, they always sell Dragon Ball Kai Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3 and bundle it together for $92, which not terrible for a Blu-ray, but I guess it's because I was so used to the orange bricks, but in reality, I know the orange bricks are cheap. So I think $92 is an okay price. My problem is I wish they would just bundle the last one up so you can get all of them together. Because I believe Final Chapters is 2 more Blu-ray box sets, if I'm not mistaken. Cause yeah, you got the one where Goku's at Super Saiyan 3 punching Boo, and then you got the other one with Goku and Majin Vegeta sort of like fighting. That's the cover art for those. But they're in completely different sections. So there's no way for you to get them all together. You have to buy them separately. The only other thing I could possibly think of that I'm getting Blu-ray wise, oh no, I'm sorry, it was Goku using the Spirit Bomb on Majin Buu.
Was it the figurine?
Yeah, no, what the cover box art is. So the cover box art, okay, I'm confusing the regular one with the DVD, because with DVD, Dragon Ball Kai was split up into 4 DVDs, and then the Buu Saga was stretched out into 3 DVD box sets. Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3. Part 1 is Goku and Vegeta, punching each other. Part 2 is Goku at Super Saiyan 3 punching Buu. Part 3 is Goku using Kamehameha on Kid Buu. I'm guessing that's what's happening. It looks vague. It looks like he's doing the Spirit Bomb, but the problem is he's on Super Saiyan 3, which is not accurate. Yeah, that artwork's weird.
Inaccuracies. We hate it.
Yeah, but those are the DVD box sets, and those shell out for $134, which isn't terrible. But like, if you want the Blu-ray box set, you're cranking in at $92 plus the 2 more Blu-ray box sets that they may or may not have sold. Which, let me search for them.
And you're going for the Kai. You're not even going for the new Blu-rays they've been releasing.
Exactly.
Of the OG series.
Yes.
That's the thing people got to understand. Like, for example, if you're buying, I don't know, let's say you're buying The Batman that just recently came out, or Doctor Strange. You know what you're offered? A 4K HD Blu-ray for the fucking DVD. I don't know if they still do
extra
DVD
goodies and shit.
Yeah, but that's because it's an American. That's a worldwide American lease.
See, I just made a realization, and I think you guys might be pissed about this because I know I might be. I don't think Part 4 got a Blu-ray.
What do you mean you got a
Dragon Ball Kai? I don't think Part 4 got a Blu-ray.
Hold on, I can check real quick.
I'm searching it now. I don't see it.
Dragon Ball Kai Part 4.
It did, but it's like, but because it's called Final Chapters, you have to change the title on Amazon. Got it. All right, yeah. I'm on board.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Final Chapters.
Why the fuck does part? They split it up into 3 too.
Yeah, it's in 3 parts.
Yeah, why would they split the Blu-ray up into 3 parts? What's the point?
Here's the answer: profit.
Yeah, money. Dragon Ball is a series in the States that will always
but the first 3 aren't split up into multiple. They're only split up into 3, which is the Saiyan Saga, the fucking Frieza Saga, and the Android Saga.
But remember, like you said, that came out later. So it's 10.
Final chapters came out after. So it's essentially the Harry Potter situation.
But it's newer. It's newer. Therefore, they could justify splitting it up. Also, I think, isn't the Buu Saga the longest?
Technically, yes.
So I think they just actually, how many are in each part? Hold on, let me see. Episodes 99 to 121 is part 1.
Not a lot.
And then it's only like 20.
Dude, when you compare that to the first 3 parts of Dragon Ball Kai, that's not even close.
And then the second one is episodes 122 to 144. And then the third part is
KG, they Attack on Titans did. It's Final Chapters Part 1, Final Chapters Part 2, and Final Chapters Part 3.
Nice.
And they did it intentionally because it was newer and you could split it up. And how much each of those box sets cost? Like $30 to $40.
$30 to $40. And if you want to go to like a retail store like Walmart or Target, it's $50.
Yeah. Jesus. Absolutely. And that's Dragon Ball. Forgot. We're not even talking about some niche.
Yep.
Now,
it's bullshit.
KG, I think you're more.
I don't even see Part 4. I don't even see Final Chapters Part 1. I just see Final Chapters Part 2 and Part 3.
Part 1 is. Part 1 is more expensive, but it's there.
Where for Blu-ray? I don't see it.
It's $41 versus the other 2 that are like $37.
Where are you? Send me the link to that because I do not see Part 1.
Oh, never mind. It's out of stock. Never mind.
That's why I can't fucking find it. Like, god damn it, I could not find it to save my life.
Yeah, and remember, we're talking about Dragon Ball, for God's sakes. And then, that's not even talking about the fucking manga side of things. Remember...
Oh, no, the manga's its own separate thing, bro.
Yeah.
I don't fuck with the manga, so...
Well, so just using Dragon Ball as an example, because Dragon Ball was popular enough, you had the original volumes, and then you had the omnibuses, which bunched in, like, I think it was 2 or 3 volumes together into these giant fucking volumes. They were still cheaper, but not by like a huge margin, but they were cheaper. And then you had the big ass collection you could buy that was all the volumes, but it was like $300 or $400 or some shit.
Yeah, you'll get volume 1 to 20 and a cool poster.
And then recently they started doing the color volumes. Actually, no. Before it was the color volumes were next, where you got these big, they were like giant fucking books, but the entire manga was in color. And then they went to the giant manga in color in omnibus form, and it was like, bruh, what the fuck?
Yeah,
and
there's like 6 different variations of how you can purchase these things now.
Yeah, ironically enough, I think it was still arguably more expensive to own it as a manga series than an anime. Ironically enough, and that's crazy considering how split up, as Tyrone explained. And we're just, and once again, Tyrone's talking about Kai. We're not talking about the new Blu-rays or Super, for God's sakes. Which, for shit, it never.
Also begs the question: when is Final Chapters Part 1 gonna be back in stock? They can't just leave the collection incomplete.
Well, if you've been in the American anime industry long enough, yeah, you can. What they'll do is is Dragon Ball, so there's a higher chance of them restocking it. But let's say they don't. If they don't, what they'll more likely do in a couple of years, they'll put out a collection of them.
The 10th anniversary collection or some shit.
Yeah. Dragon Ball will always get re-released in some way, shape, or form. Other shows you may never see again. Which, to go into one of my wish list shows, I don't know if you know of this show, KG. It's called Working or Wagnaria.
Yes, Yo Wagnaria. Oh my god, I love that.
So, for those who don't know, Wagnaria has technically 4 seasons, but I don't
has
count
three. No, it has. Is it 3 seasons? A movie and then
it has that stupid ass WWW Wagnaria bullshit.
Is it the spin-off one?
Yeah, which is bad. Don't watch that one. It fucking
I already
sucks.
watched it. I'm sad.
Yeah, it was not good. It does not have the same good. But that's a whole other issue. So Wagnaria has if we're talking about just the core series, it's 3 seasons, right? Wagnaria was sold in the States by a company known as NIS.
Best Buy or Barnes and Noble. That you're still hoping for a retail to have it, by the way. Go ahead.
NIS, for those who don't know, most of you probably know NIS for their games. They're the ones who do like Disgaea and shit.
Yeah.
I think it was back in the day they got into anime releases and now they've almost completely fucking stopped. But the struggle with NIS is that NIS would give you these really cool premium box sets, but they'd be expensive as fuck. But the advantage you had over Aniplex, it also gave you expensive box sets, is that fucking NIS would at least put the entire season in the expensive box set. So if you were spending $90 on a box set, it was in this big cardboard fucking box. You got like an art booklet and goodies and shit. And it was the whole fucking season. Because I bought, they're the ones who had Toradora, they had Kimi no Todoke, Awakawa Under the Bridge, I believe, Kananadagiri, I forgot how to pronounce it. I always fuck that name up. Anohana, they had those fucking shows, but you could get the whole series. Well, Wagnaria was the series I followed the most from them, and Kimi no Todoke. Kimi no Todoke is fucking great, by the way. But here's the problem: when they stopped putting out new shit, the last thing they put out was a re-release of Toradora that was affordable. Great, standard edition. Wagnaria season 3. If I want to buy, let me just go to Amazon real quick. If I want to buy Wagnaria season 3, which by the way, they split up into 2 fucking box sets. Part 1, which is episodes 1 through 7, is $128. Part 2, which is episodes 8 to 13, is another $100. So if I want to own a 13 episode season 3, I'm spending over $200 for that bitch. And that gets into my core issue with American DVD and anime industry, and mainly, and even the manga industry, because depending on who has the license to what, some shows you either have to spend the ridiculous amount of prices or never own again. How do I know this? I hate Anohana. I don't fucking like Anohana, and I bought that fucking box set blind. And what did I do with that box set? I sold it. And how much did I sell it for? $150. For those who don't know, Anohana is only 11 episodes. The reason why you can get away with selling a box set that much is because you literally can't find the bitch anywhere else. Like it's fucking, it's nuts. Now, KG, I think you buy the most figures of us, of all of the 3 of us.
Probably depends on how much we have. Yeah.
I mean, I used to buy the One Piece figures kind of consistently. Do you even want to explain the fun process that is to buy an anime figure? By the way, also one quick tip: if you go to an anime convention, never buy shit for anime conventions.
Oh, hell no, they'll upcharge the fuck out of you.
The only, and I mean this, the only things you should ever buy from anime conventions is if it's a show that is rare as fuck. That is it.
Yeah, like I bought the entire Rekka 7 DVD box set for a reasonable price too.
And
Also, as a way,
like $90.
support the artist alley too, because they have some good shit hidden in there that people
Yeah,
really
and then obviously fans make art that you probably can't find anywhere else.
either
except
art or acrylic standees or anything,
Yeah.
and hell, even for niche franchises that don't even get that much love that you might have love for, and you'll see it and be like, oh shit, another fan out there. Well, score for me. But yeah, as Terrell said, never make sure to get anything unless they're offering something that's limited edition that's only available in that convention. Then maybe you could consider it.
Yeah, going from the card collector side before KG gets in that. Card collectors, look at before you go to a con. Always look at the prices of cards online or at available other local card stores first. Your local card store will probably sell them for a better price because you're at home. The reason that the vendors are selling them higher at cons is because they're more likely paying for travel.
So they have to add some expenses basically to it.
Only buy cards if you know you cannot find this card anywhere else. You've searched high and low, and this is the vendor that has it. At that point, you're buying a rarity. But I would recommend going to locals or online first. Do an online search or go to locals first. Go to your local card store. But KG, you can go ahead with figurines.
Okay, so figurines, I don't even know where to begin with this one because there's like different areas of where you can purchase. Obviously, you can purchase in store. We have like a Kinokuniya bookstore that sells various forms of figurines and all that stuff. And then we also have websites like Amazon or Crunchyroll that offers figurines too. At very high prices, mind you, sometimes for certain figurines.
Where do you buy your figurines from?
Most of my figurines, and this is probably the worst option, but I use Ami.
Oh, I've heard of Ami.
Ami is a website.
Why is that a worse option?
Yeah, Ami
is expensive.
It's expensive because you're paying money through their Japanese yen. So you have to do a conversion purchase for that one. So it costs a lot more, but it doesn't stop there. Because you're buying from Japan, that also means you have to think about the cost of the import, the taxes, and the shipping on all that stuff. So you will, I can mention this. I bought a lot, and I mean a shit ton of things. The Dragalia Lost plushies, let me say that as an example. Most people know I spent $300 something on 5 plushies. And the only reason why it costed that much was because of the import purchase of it. Because this thing was being sent from Japan directly over here. So that in itself was like maybe $150 plus tax. And then plus the shipping on that alone. And it tells you just how ridiculous purchasing figurines of anything can be. Especially ones that are like 1/4 scales, if you guys know what that is. It's basically like a replica of the characters in like 1/4 of their life size. And those, oh my god.
The more detailed it is, the more money you're spending.
Basically. And then you also have to think about the import pricing of that and the shipping once again. And it is a hassle just to even own anything that's based off a franchise you love. Hell, the GEM figures for like Ash and the gang for the Pokemon anime as well, I think they ran like $60, but if you imported it from Japan, that would go up like $20 to $30 on its own there. You would spend about $100 per figure. But if you really want to get those incredibly, incredibly good ones, you might go up to $400, bro, for certain figurines. And they're about the same size as the ones you bought prior. And want to know why? It's because of the company who owns those said figurines.
Exactly.
And Terrell, I assume you've had your story with that one there, so I want to hear from you because, like, for me, like I said, I use Ami and I use CD Japan to import a lot of goods from Japan. So I'm not necessarily one who purchased things from the U.S. I tend to always get my sources through the other side of the world. So maybe you two have experiences of purchasing things from the U.S. of A. that has its own set of horrifying stories.
I'll go before Terrell because I have little to no experience.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Is there a specific company you think makes legitimately better figurines?
Depends on the show. Because I
can tell you right now, all of my figurines were given to me. I've never bought a single one. But my friend who was in the army, he was based out in Japan. Oh, he was in the Marines. I'm sorry. He's based out in Japan. And when he was based out in Japan, he won some of those. He won from like a vending machine. Like they're in a box.
Yeah.
But he won them in a vending machine. And I looked up the prices of some of those, and they're ranging about $35 to $50. I don't even know if that's a good price for those or a bad price.
It depends. It depends on what show was it from.
All of mine are Dragon Ball. They're all Dragon Ball Z.
So, do you remember the some of them have like taglines behind them? Like, for example, some of the One Piece figures I bought are called like Figure Art Zero.
Yes.
Those are like the budget ones. Like they're kind of expensive, but they're not fuck you expensive. Those are the ones that usually will range somewhere between like $40 to $60. Then you have
Figure Arts.
Yeah, Figure Art Zero, but it's not spelled. It's spell the word figure, but only go up to the U. So FIGU and then ARTS. They made Figure Arts makes a lot of good shit.
Yeah, these look good.
And it's probably the most affordable. Also, hi Amy Chibi. Thank you for first time chatting.
Hey, Amy Chibi.
But Figure Art Zero is probably the most. Yeah, you can ask something.
They're ranging above $50. Most of them are above $50.
But it's like it's a good mid grade. To me, if you were ever going to start with figure collecting, that's what you start at. Yeah. It's a decent price. The way I always bought all my stuff, which kind of ties back into the core of the topic, Stuff was the core way I bought my anime, manga, and Blu-ray. Unless the thing is though, at least with anime and manga, you could still find that in a Barnes and Nobles. You could find that in a Borders before that died. You could find it in a Best Buy and shit. So you can find it in a Target, the anime at least. Mm-hmm. Figures you could never find. I think the only place that used to sell them was Suncoast, I think.
Yeah.
Or what's the other place? It was another place that used to be in the mall that sold them. And that was the first place I even bought my anime DVDs.
I remember we had a Japanese import store a while back, and my dad bought me a Goku figurine from there. And this was before we got the Majin Buu arc. So I was looking at the Goku going, it says Super Saiyan on here, but why is his hair so damn long?
No, I know Rabbit Bastard. I know about that.
Yeah. I was like, it says Super Saiyan, but why is his hair so damn long? And then I'm looking at the 3, and I'm like, what does 3 mean? And then come to figure out, the Buu Saga came out a couple of years after that. And I'm like, bought Dragon Ball. I had already had a Goku Super Saiyan 3 figurine long before I was introduced to Super Saiyan 3 because it was an import.
That's the other thing people don't understand. Back in the day, we were behind severely when it came to like what aired in Japan and what we got. Naruto, Bleach, Dragon Ball, One Piece. We were behind in all of those shows. Some more than others, but we were behind in all of those shows. And because of that, that means some things would be out in Japan and we would hear about spoilers of things that confused us because we hadn't seen them in the States and we wouldn't see them. Even Pokemon was in a similar position. Pokemon was probably one of the closer shows to its Japanese counterpart, but we were still fucking behind. Hell, technically we're behind now. Like we're still in Journeys, but we're in like the earlier part of Journeys in the States, whereas in Japan we're like up to date and shit. But getting back on the figure conversation, Ami Ami was a good place, and then obviously Ransor also mentioned the other brands like Mega House, Kibo Toya, and Good Smile. Good Smile is another one I know of.
Just to give context, because now I know the brand name. He gave me figures from the Blood of Sand series, Ban Presto.
Okay, I know Ban Presto.
Yes, those are the figurines he gave me. It was from Ban Presto. He gave me like 3 Goku. He gave me 2 Goku. He gave me a Goku figurine, a Trunks figurine, a Goku with farmer outfit figurine, and a Gogeta figurine.
Yeah.
From Ban Presto.
So I never got crazy. I think KG spent more on figures than I have. I usually hung around the $40 to $50 range. I don't think I ever bought anything that was over $60. Although there's a couple of them that are fucking immaculate that I want to own at some point. I'll give you an example. Oh yeah, CD Japan, Omar. That's fucking great. There's also we didn't even talk about the OST. OSTs for certain shows, it's shit. We're not even gonna get into that. That's a whole other struggle. Also depends on if there's any drama with that person, like Dragon Ball's drama. Also, Amy, Amy, I've seen a good chunk of anime.
Just to veer off into video games for one brief second.
Oh, go ahead.
For video games, or at least for one in particular, I know if you buy Raging Blast or Raging Blast 2, because of the Yamamoto scandal, there's 2 Dragon Ball Z Raging Blast and Raging Blast 2 games you can get. You can get the original one, which comes with the original score, or the re-release of that copy. But that copy is just like the original, only they replaced the music with Budokai Tenkaichi 2's score. And the reason they did that was because of the Yamamoto scandal. So they had to release new versions of that game. And they didn't even advertise it like that at all, or they didn't even let us know. It's literally you buy a copy of that game, and now you just notice that it has the new score.
Really?
Yeah, you wouldn't even notice. Because I was playing Raging Blast 2, and I'm like, wait a minute, why does Raging Blast 2 sound so different? Oh, this is the Budokai Tenkaichi 2 score. This must be because of the Kenji Yamamoto scandal.
So
yeah, this shit was crazy.
I'm gonna share this with Tyrone on Discord. They had One Piece recently, I don't know how recent, but somewhat recently, started getting life-size statues of the crew. And this shit is immaculate. I posted it in general.
Yes.
I just put, and hold on, I gotta do the conversion for this.
6,990.
Yeah, I'm about to do the conversion for it real quick.
Okay.
Oh, it's $7,211.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
Wow.
No. My heart hurts. Oh.
That's nuts.
Oh.
It's life size though, and it looks really good.
I think I'm dying. Jesus Christ.
That thing's huge too.
And I want to own one of them. Oh no, it's life size. It's literally how tall Zoro would be in real life.
Wow.
It's fucking immaculate. And I want it. And I want it.
$7,000.
And then, but yeah, the figure struggle to me is worse because you had to buy that shit online.
Yes.
Like literally. Oh, Red Dragon says Square Enix is selling a Terra figure for $12,000. What?
Yeah,
what?
Yeah, I knew that.
Well, why Terra? To me, he's the least popular of that trio.
I think they was starting and they wound up just selling Terra.
You should have gave me Aqua. You would have made money immediately.
Pretty much.
That's fucking ridiculous. But see, I will always say the figure struggle in the States was always the worst compared to like anime and manga. And the reason why is because you can find anime and manga you can find locally. Fucking figures you had to buy online, and you usually had to get from import sites, which, like I said, brings back into the main thing the reason why I use Right Stuff so much. Right Stuff is like the only like bridge of like American seller for Japanese. Oh, it's Final Fantasy 6 Terra. I'm sorry. Didn't I was thinking Burp by Sleep Terra. I'm sorry. Shit. Also, I looked it up. It's not 12,000. It's 14,000. Fuck you. I literally just found pictures.
Wait, what's 14,000?
It's a lifestyle. Terra from Final Fantasy 6.
Got it. Yeah.
Oh, I'll post it in general. There it is. Yeah, this bitch, fucking. But yeah, Right Stuff was the only like bridge I had. For like buying Japanese content without having to like go to an import store, because if you went to an import store, you were spending exorbitant prices. Mm-hmm. Yeah, oh yeah, Omar, exactly. The Pyra Mithra figures that you could buy, those were over $100 fucking, and they were worth the money. But god damn it, I couldn't get my hands on one quick enough, and I lost a chance to do that shit. But once again, it's because we didn't have a lot of places. And the problem with Right Stuff is I love Right Stuff to death. Right Stuff was not marketed well enough for people to know about. Most people don't even know the fuck I'm talking about when I talk about Right Stuff. Like when that acquisition happened recently with Crunchyroll getting Right Stuff, a lot of people were like, what the fuck's Right Stuff? Well, if you're an anime collector and you've been collecting anime at least for the last 10 years, you know what the fuck Right Stuff is, because it was like the only other place to consistently buy anime and manga and just Japanese shit at affordable prices.
Right.
Otherwise, you were spending ridiculous amounts of money for box sets that you shouldn't have had to do that, or hoping to God Best Buy was like, yeah, I'll get that random volume of fucking Dragon Ball Z Kai in there. Oh, it's not in stock. Oh, you're not restocking it? Fuck.
Well,
and life was hard. Fucking life was hard as shit. But yeah, fucking the collecting anime in the States is rough. By the way, while we were talking, I went ahead and just bought the first Wagneria box set. I'm a weak bastard. I spent $80. Why? Because I wanted to finish my fucking collection.
Ooh.
Hell, I own I think 3 or 4 out of the 5 Gurren Lagann Blu-ray sets. And why did I stop with that? Why haven't I continued that? Oh, because each set's $50 fucking dollars.
Wow.
And remember, Gurren Lagann was only like 26 episodes, so to split that up into 5 sets.
How much episodes come in each set?
5.
What the fuck?
And wait, what? So how would the last season be then? If it was like what? So 5, 2.
I think the last one
probably
actually
probably two with like a
OVA.
Yeah.
So if you're a Gurren Lagann, hell, give me an example. I got into Bakemonogatari when it first, I think somewhat early on when it first started coming out.
Hold on, Troy, I see the Gurren Lagann's complete box Blu-ray set for $288. What?
No, but I got the singles. I was buying the singles.
Oh, okay.
Because I didn't want to spend $288. Also, that set came out later.
Oh, gotcha.
What are we just to catch up to speed? What were we referring to now?
I was talking about Gurren Lagann. Like, if you want to
figurines, and we transition back over to Gurren Lagann.
I posted a couple things in general, KG.
Okay.
Of the life-size Zoro figure that's $12,000.
Yeah, and then I clarified which figurines I got was the Ben Presto Dragon Ball Z.
Oh my god, do you guys remember, speaking about the life-size figure, remember that whole Rem situation a while back? About the Rem life-size statue that somebody bought?
Oh, yeah. KG, explain it.
Okay, so someone went out of their way to purchase a life-size statue of Rem from ReZero, and they got their hands on it, right? And everything was all fine and dandy until one day, I forgot what happened. I think it was a storm or just like heavy winds or something, and it just tilted and flipped down and fell on the ground and it cracked. And the whole statue was well, not the whole statue, but...
And Kevin, how much was that figure would you have to, if you know off the top of your head or if you could guess?
If I had to guess off the top of my head,
I would throw
$40,000?
I'd throw up.
Oh, wow.
Nope, I'd throw the fuck up.
I think I'm sick. Shit. Oh.
I'd throw the fuck up.
Oh.
It wouldn't, not me, Jesus.
Oh my god.
Not me.
And part of the reason is because of how popular Rem was when that figure came out. Rem was like one of the most popular characters. Oh, my stomach hurts. What?
KG, actually, KG, do me a favor, because you still have Terrell's gift. Was that Ben Presto too?
I can go and take a look at that for you.
Yeah, go take a look at that for me.
Oh wait, I won't say what it is, but let me see.
Don't say what it is, but you can say what the company that made the figurine is.
Oh man, I'm physically ill off of that.
It's Ben Presto. I want to tell.
Imagine spending as much as you do for a brand new car and that bitch cracking in a fucking stone.
I throw up.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is.
It's Ben Presto.
Yeah.
All right, good.
There's some popular brands. Like I was telling the chat though, KG. I think you spent more in figures than I have. I usually hung in the Figure Art Zero for like One Piece figures, and One Piece is the only series I've bought anything for.
In terms of figures, I own like.
You probably spent more money.
I've spent more money. Yeah, I have like 20 figures up there in the wall right now.
No,
but I changed from figurines into acrylic standees now. So
how is that cheaper?
I only have one acrylic standee, and that's Makoto from Blaze Blue.
Oh, it's probably the same one I have.
Yeah, it's the one. Yeah, it was the one we bought when we were at Anime NYC.
Yeah.
Are acrylics cheaper or more expensive?
Oh hell, cheaper, bro. Because acrylic standees are basically this. You buy something that holds a, like how we always joke about the 2D PNG of a waifu from a gacha game. Yeah. Think of it like that, but it's actually in real life. It's a 2D PNG image, a flat image of your waifu or husbando.
How much were the like how much is usually the average for acrylic?
Gee, I don't know if
15
the
to
price.
30, depending on the size
Yeah.
of it. 15 is still relatively good. It's like about the same size as a regular like toy figurine, which is about maybe 1 foot or something like that. About like a 12 inches kind of thing. So it's pretty big.
I don't think we spent a lot on those Blaze Blue Cross tag ones.
No, we spent like $20 on them,
And-
if I recall correctly.
I'm checking the price right now.
Yeah, because those were.
Although we bought those at a con, so prices may vary.
Also, we
they-
bought that from the official store too. Remember
Yeah,
that?
and I think it was because they were promoting cross tag at that point.
It was. That's exactly why. If you were to go there, you would have bought that separately, and you would also get. If you were to purchase the game there, you would also get
They
an
would have given
additional
you
free acrylic stand.
Acrylic, yeah, they would have given you an acrylic.
I still
That's
kind of
the
miss
one-
out on that. Honestly.
That was
the
cool
thing.
though. That was nice. They
That's
treated
what
us really well there.
That's what I wasn't as well versed on because acrylics is something more recent and I haven't really bought any figure based things recently. So
Nice to
Acrylic
have.
standees
Also,
are wonderful to have. First of all, they're easy to just set up because you just simply attach the PNG or the flat image of your character onto a circle stand and it just plops in there and it's good to go. Also, it's easy to kind of deconstruct if you need to put it away to somewhere safe or you're going to move or something like that. It's just safely just plop them back out and put them away somewhere safe where you know they won't get cracked or anything and you'll be good to go. And then back to setting it back up again in a new place or something like that. It is very easy. It's affordable. And most importantly, they look really nice too.
Also, I know these are irrelevant, but I like fake pins too. Those are like just tiny though. They're like, imagine acrylic stands but made out of metal but they're very tiny.
oh, okay.
Yeah, they're nice. They're nice to have. They're nice little stands.
Mm-hmm. They even have like a little keychain in some of them too, where you can actually
some
use
of them have keychain, and they're not bad. They're $15 a pop. Like,
Yeah. They can be small when you look at them, but honestly, when you start collecting a lot more,
yeah, they hold up.
they stand, especially if you buy a lot based on a franchise that's the same. So let's say for One Piece, if you buy like 20 acrylic standees, you put those suckers in one stand spot, and that shit will look beautiful there for you.
Yeah,
buddy.
My Hero actually promoted some for the World Hero Mission movie.
Yeah,
so
Kinemuni used to sell a bunch of those during the time.
so you can get Deku, Bakugo, and Todoroki all for like 15 a pop. It's not expensive at all.
It's not. You should look it up, Terrell. You'll be surprised at how many there are.
Yeah.
Once we're in the stream, I'll probably look up a couple.
Mm-hmm.
So
they're not bad.
I think
They got fucking Mount Lady on this bitch for $14.
of course it does.
That ain't life size though.
So here's my thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this would be interesting to hear from both you and Tyrone's perspective. Being a collector of anything, games, anime, movies, whatever the fuck, can be expensive. Is there any way you particularly budget for a show? And I guess I'll use KG for example. I know sometimes you'll go for like shows that are ongoing, which is a different mindset than a show that's only 13 episodes. Because the 13 episodes, you're only spending $50 once because the season's done. Or if you're spending another $50, season 2 don't come out for like another year or two or some shit. Or the box set won't come out for another year or two. So it's not as big of a deal. How do you budget? How do you two budget if there's a box that you want? Like I know Tyrone's in the middle of collecting Kai. How do you budget? Are you buying a couple of box sets at a time, or are you buying them just as you see them, or like what's the process?
Oh, for me, oh god.
Okay,
Okay, so a lot. Well, hold on. Let me go to my CD Japan real quick so I could give you guys an idea. And I'm gonna use an anime that had aired a while ago that you might be very familiar with, Terrell, with Kobayashi-san, Chino Maid Dragon. If you remember that also got an anime, and the second season specifically got released a while ago, which I still enjoy, by the way. However, the reason why I bring that up is because of the fact that if I can go here to the DVD or Blu-ray section, wherever they have them here, these things I bought off on CD Japan. And they would usually be the first press release. So like the limited edition versions that would come with like bonus things that were not in the other variations. So something I believe that's like for what was it? Volume 1, I think, will cost $50 a pop, which I think only contains 2 to 3 episodes, if I'm correct, of the season. And that's it. And then you would have to buy the other one to get the additional DVD, you know, so it's like 50, 50, 50, 50 till eventually you get all the episodes of that season. So it would cost about $200, I would say. However, there's the limited edition deluxe version of it that was also available as well for Miss Kobayashi, which I think was the Kana edition or something like that. Yeah. And that ran for $90 for US dollars, which contained a lot of cute things, mind you. But it was $90 to get your hands on, what was it, like episode 5 or something like that? I forgot what it was in particular. But it was a special box and all. So let's just say it spends $300. Your question, I'm assuming right now, is simply, how do I take care of budgeting, right?
Yeah.
So here's what I do. The moment I learn an anime is coming out, and this is always an essential for anybody who wants to get into this too, pay attention on social media to know the announcements of these anime shows. There's a new anime that's coming out. I recently quote retweeted it on Twitter that I'm looking forward to, and I cannot wait to get my hands on the physical version. But that is not coming out until 2023, which means starting from this point right now, at the moment of this conversation, till 2023, I can already begin to set up and save money to the side. And once they start announcing the releases of it in Japan, I'll just, with the money I've saved, pre-order them. So I don't buy them as I see them. It's more so I prepare to pre-order them. So I go out of my way to make sure when I learn about a release date for something and they become available to pre-order, that's the moment I take my move to purchase that stuff. So I know for others, they just tend to like, oh, if you go to a Best Buy or you go to a store that sells DVDs of these things, you'll be like, oh, okay, I see it here. Let me pick up. I never do that. I always go for, if I see something and I love something and I'm excited to see when it drops, I'm going to start putting money to the side. And once it starts airing in Japan, I begin to learn more details about when the DVD and Blu-ray releases are going to drop, when the limited edition versions are going to drop. And then I start spending it then and there. And that's why it's always an essential, at least to me, because when you're like a big fan of something, you always want to go above and beyond for it, you know. So to me, that's how I save up. I get myself about 4 to 5 months in advance of savings to work on getting my hands on that. And also, that's not even to say, like, let's say Volume 1 releases in, let's say this. If the anime releases in January, the Blu-ray set will probably not release until March. And then that's only for Volume 1. Volume 2 might not come out until May. So you'll have even more months to save up for Volume 2 if you didn't get enough chance to save up then. And then Volume 3, Volume 4, and vice versa. So that's just my method. I'm pretty confident it is convoluted as hell, but that's just how I approach it. I always go under the mindset of pre-order. And that's just pretty much it. But I have to always pay attention to when an anime is going to drop. For ongoing shows like now, like say One Piece, if I want to get my hands on it, unfortunately I'm so far out into the game with that one that at this point I'm just going to rely on social media and streaming services to take care of that, because I cannot go through 100 volumes of it right now. It is impossible for me. Otherwise I'm going to be spending way too much money for that at that point. I unfortunately was backed up by it, you know.
Yeah, I know. That was One Piece is like, I know what Dragon Ball is for Tyrone. That's One Piece for me. The good news that Tyrone had is that Dragon Ball ended.
Yeah, his is over.
Yeah.
I could probably go into my journey of completing a box.
Go for it.
Yeah, I already gave my statement now.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Obviously, I still want to get the Kai one. The only reason I want to get the Kai one is pretty much at this point to just for collector's purposes. A lot of people have asked me about Super. I won't buy Super. I do not support Dragon Ball Super at all, which is sad because they're the only ones that have had a DVD box set that's relatively okay. But the only reason that's the case is because Dragon Ball Super is modern. It didn't have all those dubbing errors and aspect ratio errors or any of that. It came out during a modern time where if you buy a DVD or a Blu-ray, it's probably going to look the best it's going to look for the modern technology that we have. But for those orange bricks, that's the cheapest one. But at the time I was in college, I didn't have college had limited cable in the dorms, and I really wanted to go ahead and complete the Dragon Ball Z series. I wanted to have all of them. And Amazon actually had this thing where if you're a student, you would actually get a discount for buying stuff. So I just took advantage of that. But I ended up monthly shelling out about $24 a month. And I would usually wait every about a month. I would buy one box set per month, leading to a grand total of about 9 months, shelling out about $214. Not bad considering that's the entire Dragon Ball Z series. That's about 291 episodes. The movies I didn't wind up getting until after I graduated, and I wound up getting the movies very sparingly. I ended up buying one movie box set, and then I'd wait a few months, and then I bought another one, and then I'd wait a few months and bought another one. I think nowadays, if I were to make a strategy with buying it, I don't know if this is what you guys would do, but I've done it. I look for bundles on Amazon, on either Amazon or eBay or something, where they bundle them together. The reason being is because you'll save on shipping, you'll save on taxes, and once they're bundled together, it's a lot easier to just buy them in bulk and know that you have them. Because sadly, what will end up happening sometimes, and I had to tussle with this on some of them, I bought one orange brick where I would wait and to buy the next one, but for some reason the price for the next orange brick, orange brick 4, would spike up. I'm not sure why, but it spiked up. So instead of $24, it'd be $32 or $35. Stay away from vendors at cons. Do not buy. The only, like Terrell said earlier, the only time you buy a DVD at cons is if you know you're not going to find that thing anywhere else. Its availability is 0, and at that point, you're searching through the library. Now, when I go to conventions, anime conventions, I always reward myself with one complete set of something. Maybe it's popular, maybe it's not. I know the last 2 complete sets I bought were Trigun and Cowboy Bebop, but those were relatively good prices. Those were good prices for those complete sets.
Those are all the good series.
Yeah, and Trigun's, I love Trigun's box set because it comes in this nice steel bookcase, and when you open it up, each of the discs are a bullet in a chamber. I like that. That's cool. But yeah, going into it, I also bought Eureka 7, the complete series, plus OVA and director's commentary.
That's a good one too.
Yeah, that one only cost me, it only cost me about, what did I tell you that price was, Terrell? $90, $80?
Yeah, it wasn't a lot.
Yeah, for the entire Eureka 7?
Yeah, it was 50 episodes, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah, that's really good, actually.
Yeah, I also bought the Hack Sign complete series.
That is a series I never got into.
I saw it.
What was it called again?
Hack Sign.
Not Hack Sign.
Yeah, Dot Hack Sign.
Yeah. It's the original Sword Art Online.
Actually, yeah, that's exactly.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't know that when I was watching it, so it confused the shit out of me when I first saw it.
Yeah, well, Toonami didn't do a good job of showing which episodes were coming out.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons I bought it, was because Toonami showed us some anime, but it usually showed us the anime either in the middle of its series or towards the butt end.
Yeah, anyone remember Big O?
Yeah, oh god, I hate Big O. Well, I think it's Toonami's fault that I hate Big O. Big O did not give us hell. They didn't even do a good job with what was that other show? Fuck, it's on the top of my tongue right now. Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah, Ghost in the Shell. The only thing that ever stuck out to me with Ghost in the Shell was his opening. Its opening track.
Oh, the opening slap! Oh my god, yeah. I love Ghost in the Shell's openings. But unfortunately, the show's boring. I think it just also came out at a very weird time. Ghost in the Shell would come out at 3 in the morning, and at that point, you're off. You're turned off. You're
guys probably about to pass the fuck out anyway.
Exactly.
The funniest shit will always happen, and someone did a bunch of funny skits about it.
Yeah.
You're an anime fan sleeping at on a Saturday morning a Sunday morning technically at 3 o'clock in the morning. All of a sudden, go Kashiwa!
Inuyasha.
Like, it's crazy to me that you wouldn't hear the opening, the episode, none of that shit. It's always the fucking Kokotashi wa.
And she's like, hold on, this boy sleeping, about to wake his ass up. I got him. Kokotashi wa.
And just to give credit where credit's due, Inuyasha's endings slap so fucking hard.
Yeah. Oh, Def. I mean,
but they were loud as fuck.
Oh yeah, they were definitely loud. I think Every Heart's my favorite one though.
That one's good too.
Yeah, but going back into it, I only bought a complete series of stuff that either A, reminded me of older shit, or B, and I always wanted the series of that, or I felt like I needed more context, or B, I would literally surprise myself. Like I bought School Days with no idea what the fuck School Days was, but I bought the entire set, and goddamn.
Yeah. Oh, side note, real quick, KG, have you ever bought a show?
Yeah, the one I mentioned, the Chino Main Dragon.
I would also buy movies, but you'd be better off buying the movies on Amazon.
Blu-rays of the movies are also very interesting because if you want to import one, that's also an interesting thing with Japan.
I got My Hero Academia. I got My Hero Academia movie 1 on Blu-ray. I need to get movie 2 on Blu-ray. I just haven't gotten around to it. And movie 3. I don't know if movie 3 came out on Blu-ray yet, but movie 2 I definitely need.
I'll
check. Although I don't give a shit about movie 3 enough to. But now Terrell just touched on this. Sometimes you get shit because you got to complete the set because it looks weird if you don't have the set complete.
Right?
That's why. Listen,
I don't even want this, but I gotta get it.
Hey, look, that's the reason why I bought I just spent $80 in the last 20 minutes in buying Wagneria.
Actually, Terrell, you know what? That's a lie. I did not buy the Dragon box in 9 months. It took me. I want to say a year. It took me 2 years, and I forgot. I thought it wasn't complete. You want to know what lasted so long? Majin Buu.
Yeah.
I did not buy any of the Majin Buu orange bricks until like way later. Way later. Their prices, for some reason, Majin Buu's prices stocked up. They spiked up. Yeah, they went up to like 32 and 48 and shit. I'm like, I'm not buying an orange brick for $48 fucking dollars. Fuck you.
That's probably because it was starting to get rare and they didn't have
Yeah. It was during that moment. And then I remember Dragon Ball Z was supposed to do a complete box set called the anniversary set, but
it never came out.
They wanted people to donate. That's why. And people said, fuck you, Funimation. We're not donating a goddamn thing for something that you should just be doing naturally. They were like, for the anniversary, we're going to give you an entire Dragon Ball Z definitive box set, but you need to donate this much money. And I'm like, y'all can go give me a dick on that one.
Damn.
I didn't want to use... I'm not
going to give them money so that I can pay for something that already exists.
So, because my method's a little bit different in terms of money, but so I'll use Zatch Bell as an example. So Zatch Bell came out, I fucking loved it. And then I had to go read the manga because the anime never finished in the States. And the anime in general has a filler-ish ending anyway.
Also, did we get DVD box sets for Zatch Bell?
Yeah, yes. No, okay. We got singles. We got... it was like 4 to 5 episodes of box set. So let's talk Zatch Bell. Zatch Bell won't take long. And it's a good example of how I handle it. So... I waited until 2011 or some shit. Mm-hmm. No, I think it was 2013 or some shit to start collecting Zatch Bell because at that point there wasn't any talks about licensing the series.
Oh, I found a World Hero Mission, the third movie. It's in the Crunchyroll store.
Of course. But Zatch Bell, there was no talk of licensing. There was no talking of any of that shit. I said, okay, well, how many episodes can I even buy in the States of Zatch Bell's dub? Well, Tyrone knows this. In the States, they didn't finish the dub for Zatch Bell. They only got to episode 105, I think. And in America, you didn't even see that episode on TV. I think they stopped around like 90 something on TV in the States. And then I think in Australia, Australia and Canada, they went all the way up to 105, which is where they officially stopped dubbing.
Mm-hmm.
But the box sets only went up to 50. So the only episodes you could own was episodes 1 through 50 in English. So I'm like, well, that's better than nothing. So what did I start doing? I started going through the slow process of buying each individual, and I still own it, by the way. I still own, I think it's like 10 fucking DVDs of episodes 1 through 50. And then all of a sudden, I get this Discotape Media is like, hey, here's a collection of all the dub episodes for Zatch Bell. Mind you, some of the single volumes for the Zatch Bell episodes 1 through 50 are rare as fuck. But like I mentioned before, and Tyrone's already reiterated, if I saw it at a con, Zatch Bell at that point was a show that I didn't think they would ever redub or re-release. So of course, if I find it, I was just gonna take the L and burn it. So I spent like $20 on one of them fucking things. Just because, when I was mostly getting some of them for like $5, because who the fuck was looking for dub only discs of Zatch Bell? Then they released the box set that was episodes 1 through 105. It's dub only, but shit, I could at least own the entire series, and that was $60. And I said, you know what, fuck it. And the shit was great. They're also the people who released Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, OG Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, even the Pokemon series. They do that. They did that too. They would do a whole period where they were releasing a bunch of shows that dubbed, but like just the dub episodes. So if you were just a nostalgic fan for the dub, you could buy it. So when it comes to scaling my prices, I also did what Tyrone did, where I blind bought some things. The way I watched Kimi no Todoke, I spent $80 on the first season, watched it, loved it, and then spent another $160 on the next 2 seasons. And that's all. Angel Beats was a blind buy. I didn't fucking look up Angel Beats. I bought the Blu-ray for it.
Wait, what made you go for it though?
So when
I think Netflix is how I got into Angel Beats.
2011. I was in my anime. Everyone has an anime binge phase where you just start watching a bunch of shit. My phase happened around the same time I got money. So I thought the funnest thing to do was to blind buy. I still think it's kind of fun to blind buy.
You get into something new.
To blind buy a show and watch it. That's how I watched Clannad. I didn't know anything about Clannad. I just bought Clannad, and I couldn't stand the first season. And then the second season was so unnecessarily good, it pissed me off.
Shit.
Yeah, the second season's fucking amazing, but I hate the first season. First season's just a shitty harem rom-com. I'm so bad, but the second season's fucking immaculate. So the way I used to handle things is I would impulse buy one anime every couple of months, and then I would just buy something I really wanted the other month. So for example, I would buy Sekirei one month, and then I blind bought Devil's a Part-Timer, and I fucking love that. That's a blind buy.
You must be very happy then with the new one then.
I haven't even watched it. I don't like the animation style of it, I can tell you that.
Never mind. Ignore me.
I haven't looked too much into the second season. Also, that was a rare case. I watched it dub first, so I kind of want to watch it dub before anything. That's one of the few. I'll just watch it in dub because I never watched it in Japanese. So my rule for buying shows now is if it's a show I need to finish, and I know for a fact these box sets are rare because I know more now than I did then. For example, why I just bought Ragnaria like 30 minutes ago. Wagnaria is not getting a collection. NIS hasn't released a new collection in like years. So if I don't buy it now, it's only going to get more expensive and harder to purchase. So because of that, I'll take the L and spend $80 to go ahead and get the box set. But if it's something like Tyrone's case, where it's like something really well known, like fucking Dragon Ball or Attack on Titan or Black Clover, even Black Clover or My Hero, they're gonna get a re-release at some point, so I can play the waiting game. That's why I think it worked out for Tyrone that the series he was going for is fucking Dragon Ball. You can play the waiting game for those shows because more than likely you'll get a re-release. Don't bank on it, but the more popular the series is in the States, the more likely it'll happen.
Also, if you're a Zatch Bell fan,
I knew you were gonna bring this up.
You get so hoed because you can't complete Zatch Bell's manga collection.
That's the other thing. Yep, that's the other problem.
Yeah, you can't complete his manga collection. What happens is the anime stopped basically at the end of the whole anime. I'm talking subbed, ended at episode 150 something. I think it was 150 something. Around the time Zatch basically beat Zeno. Obviously there's 2 other arcs after that. There's the Clear Note arc and the King Ceremonial arc. But those are manga exclusive arcs that do not exist in the anime. And unfortunately, if you want to complete that, you can only complete it in Japanese. That means it didn't get translated. In fact, in the manga, I think it only went up to about, I want to say, 1 to volume 20. So you can't even complete Zatch Bell. You want to know how I ended up completing it? Fucking manga apps translated it.
Yep, yeah, the scanlations.
I had to get scanlations and read it that way. You cannot complete Zatch Bell's manga at all. Weirdly enough, you can do that with I think you can do it with Medaka Box though.
No.
You can't?
No.
Oh yeah, the last part verse does the same thing.
Okay, so Medaka Box.
Hey man, Reborn does the same fucking thing.
So Medaka Box only had its anime license the first 2 seasons. That was the only thing that was licensed. They never licensed the manga over here in the States. So even though it was a Shonen Jump property, you cannot buy Medaka Box. You can't buy Gintama here.
Gintama you could have originally, and then they stopped around chapter 20 or volume 21, I think, or something.
Yeah. And it boiled down to sales. See, sales mean more in the States because in Japan these shows have proven themselves. Gintama was always killing it in the Shonen Jump rankings, so it was always gonna get volume releases. But in fucking America, where anime was niche for a while, a show like Gintama, even Case Closed, which is weird, Case Closed still releases, for God's sake.
Oh yeah, I have the manga collection of that. I know.
That fucks me up because Case Closed I didn't think sold well enough to justify that, if I had to be honest with you. Especially when you got shows like Gintama that fucking stopped. Zatch Bell stopped. I'm trying to think of a couple other shows. There were a couple shows that just kind of came out and got to maybe 3 to 5 volumes and died because they didn't pick up with American audiences. Because you have a smaller fan base here because not everybody knew about anime. Like in Japan, manga and anime is the same thing as like Cartoon Network and like Arthur books. It's like commonplace shit. In the States, it's like, oh, it's that weird Japanese shit. So
I will say, Case Closed, just to clarify, Case Closed is dangerously behind. Case Closed currently is in chapter 100 is at volume 101. That's currently where they're at. They took hiatuses, but they're at volume 101. We in America won't be getting volume 86 until April 11th of 2023.
Yeah, that's usually a bad sign.
We're tremendously behind.
Well, actually, another modern example of that was One Piece. One Piece was insanely behind in its volumes. I remember that because they had to do like this whole jumpstart thing where they had to pretty much throw out a bunch of One Piece volumes in a short amount of time because they were so behind, but the show was picking up steam and they were like, fuck, we need to make money. So usually when a company slows down on the show, it probably means the volumes aren't selling well. And usually the States will do that omnibus thing or color manga shit for series that still sell. That's why Dragon Ball has it. I think Naruto's getting it. Like, they'll do it for the shows that hit. But the manga hell's worse because unlike, we named like at least 3 or 4 companies in the States that still do anime dubbing or releases. Manga, you have like, I think it's 7 Seas, Yen Press, and Viz. And if you're like a Shonen Jump person, like you read My Hero, Black Clover, Jujutsu Kaisen, One Piece, Bleach, Naruto, that's just Viz. 7 Seas and fucking Yen Press do things like Soul Eater, I think Shigeki no Snow. No. They do a lot of light novel adaptation series. So if you're someone who reads a lot of those like isekai shit, you usually go to them for that stuff. And actually Rad Ambassador brings up a good point. Shin-Chan. Remember they dubbed Shin-Chan?
Yeah.
And that stopped.
Didn't they just release a game today?
What, Shin-Chan?
Yeah,
Shin-Chan?
Not well. What? I know Shin-Chan. I'm not 100% sure. Not gonna lie to you. Shin-Chan was one of those things.
I don't keep track of Shin-Chan like that.
Yeah, fucking. But oh yeah, 7 Seas has Tokyo Revengers. Fucking
yeah.
We can pop back to. I'll pop back to Dragon Ball for a second, only because I don't know if you guys recommend this in Terrell. I don't know. You've probably seen these. I don't own Dragon Ball anime, by the way. I own Dragon Ball Z as an anime. I do not own Dragon Ball as an anime. The reason being is because with Dragon Ball, I read their manga. And for their manga, I purchased the Viz Big set, which is the giant fucking books. There's like
it's the omnibus.
They're like $96 total, though. Like
Oh,
all
what
of them
the
are $96.
How many volumes is that? Are they smashing together?
They smash some of them together.
That's gotta be like 10 volumes or some shit. That's insane.
Yeah. It was originally on sale for $135. It went down to $96.
Well, since you're gonna bring that up, I'll bring up the one I do that for. So there's a show that has a dub.
But there are, real quick before you do that, there are some problems with Viz Big. I think they did some weird censors, some random ass censors. But I think they toned down after a while. Go ahead, Terrell.
The only thing I was gonna say is that there are a few shows where even though the dub and the manga volumes are both available, I only buy one. For example, My Hero, I started off buying both, and then I didn't want either, and I sold them. I actually sold them kind of recently, like in the last 5 months.
Damn.
It's like
what did the show do to you?
It was volumes 1 through 23 and the first season of the anime. There are certain shows I don't think are worth collecting for, and then some shows I had to. Actually, that's the one thing that changed with me as I got older. I started getting a lot more selective. So, for example, people know I like Black Clover. I don't own any of the Black Clover anime, and I have no intention of buying it because even though there are great episodes of the anime is very fucking mid half of the time because they kept fucking up the animation. Certain scenes don't look as good, but you get those couple episodes that hit like God.
Yeah, the ones that always keep trending on Twitter all the time.
Those are granted, those are great, but like that's not the majority of the show. So what do I own for Black Clover? I just bought the volumes for it.
Yeah.
I've been keeping up with the Blue Exorcist volumes, even on the anime's out. And the anime
I realized I also have the complete Dragon Ball GT series, but I didn't buy that. That was a gift. That was a gift. Yeah. I was given that for Christmas.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, my dad gave me that for Christmas. But it's a reasonable price. It's like $40, I think, for all of Dragon Ball GT.
Well, that's because GT doesn't have the same resale value as the other series.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you're gonna buy Dragon Ball related content, are you gonna get the filler series or the series that's at least part of the canon, which is like every other series except for like the movies? But their movies are allowed to be as weird as they are. Yeah. But yeah, there are some shows I pick and choose whether I'm gonna buy the manga or the anime for. For example, and KG, they recently licensed a series I've been reading in Japan. I was so excited about coming to the States, which is My 100 Girlfriends Really, 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 Really Love You.
Oh my god!
I remember that.
Yes.
You read some of that manga series,
and that series finally came over stateside, and which doesn't currently have an anime. And I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna just go ahead and start buying the volumes. I think I have the first 2 or 3 volumes. I have to double check. I packed all my volumes up, so I can't check. And then you had things like Masamasume. There were some series I liked enough to rebuy. So Masamasume, I own the big ass collector's edition that was like $100 and something, and I own all the volumes for Masamasume.
I highly recommend also just going back to manga. For example, Death Note. If you buy Death Note, I recommend you buy the Black Edition set. It's just like the Viz Big set.
Isn't that the hardcover one?
No. They're the paperback, but they're in black. They're all in black. Like even the pages are black.
Wrapped in black. Sorry.
I like it though. You like each one cost about. I want to say, let's see. I saw them in packs, so you can get all 6 for $200, which isn't bad.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not for the entire Death Note series.
But if we're talking about those creators, I'm getting Bakuman before I get Death Note personally.
That's true.
Also, because you can't buy the fucking anime of Bakuman. God damn it! They only did one DVD, and it's only the first 7 episodes.
And actually, I'm slow to the upkeep on this. You just said it. You just said, was it what cover it was? I just got this as a Christmas gift a while back. I got Full Metal fucking Alchemist and a hardback cover. I didn't even know that bitch was possible.
So the only shows I know they do that for currently, they do it for JoJo, and the shit looks immaculate.
Yeah, I got the Full Metal Alchemist manga in hardback from my roommate. She gave it to me. I was like, what the fuck? I didn't even know manga came in hardback.
That's somewhat recent. And also FMA is one of the few series that gets it because it's FMA. There are a few series they're doing it for.
Yeah.
But man, I saw that hardcover, dog. And I'm like, I love FMA, but I bought FMA 3 damn times. I bought the original, then I bought Brotherhood, and then I bought Brotherhood on Blu-ray. I can't spend any more fucking money on FMA. It's already done. It's completed. Unless I'm just fucking with cash, which, spoiler alert, in this fucking economy, it's not fucking happening. And I guess that's the biggest. This will be the last thing. Is there any show you were willing to rebuy multiple times?
Shit, I already said mine, Dragon Ball.
Kevin?
A show I'm willing to buy multiple times.
To give you a quick example, One Piece. I own the 13 episode box sets that came out in singles, and then I also started buying the collections, which was like 26 episodes. But it's the same episodes, but I just wanted like a smaller collection.
To answer this question from the fan too, they asked
in the chat, you guys can answer too.
They asked about the Pokemon Adventures manga a while back.
I would do it for that then.
I bought the Pokemon Adventures manga, but I bought this, KG, I think you know what this is. I bought this box that comes with like...
Is it like a literal box?
Yeah, it's like a little box, but it comes with 7 of them.
I own that. I have that.
Yeah. And it's like $50.
I bought I have everything up to gold and silver, and then I started buying Best Wishes or Black.
I got the gold and silver set right now. It's like $50, and it comes with a little poster inside and shit.
Yeah, it's good. That's why I bought it for the poster, honestly.
But I did buy it twice. Wanna know why?
Why?
Because I was buying the volume singularly before that box set came out.
So I had to buy it again because of that.
Yeah, but KG, anime-wise, would there be anything that you would buy twice?
Anime-wise, if I was willing to buy something twice,
for real, does buying Full Metal Alchemist?
Okay, I think the answer for me, it would be anything I currently own, but it has to be like anniversary editions kind of things.
I was gonna ask Terrell, does buying Full Metal Alchemist and then buying Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood count? No. Kinda.
Not really, because they're technically not the same story.
Different. Yeah, I know. I'm just.
I would say, give you an example. The reason why I bought FMA twice is because when I first bought FMA Brotherhood, it was only DVD. This is before they even started doing Blu-ray. So I bought it again for Blu-ray, which is what I actually did that with Sekirei too. Sekirei I bought 3 fucking times, which is ridiculous for a show that's only 13 episodes. Well,
I bought the first 3. I bought the first 3 Dragon Ball Z movies more than once, but one version is the Funimation dub. The other one is the Ocean dub because I really like World's Strongest and Dead Zone and Ocean dub. Like I really do. I can't even. Like, I was like, I gotta get both. There's no way I'm getting... I don't know. The sound effects in the Ocean dub just... They feel so good. Like, the punches, they got, like, this crunch to them. And, like, I don't know. Something about Ocean dub early Dragon Ball Z movies. They just hit right.
That's fair. You know what I wish, though?
What?
I wish I could buy all the One Piece movies in America. And I still can't do that.
Why?
I still can only because
they didn't release them.
They haven't licensed those movies. They've only the only movies you can buy of One Piece in the States is movie 8, which is the retelling of Alabasta. Fuck that film. Movie 10, Strong World, 11, which I think is Z, Gold, Stampede, and then eventually Red. They did not license movies 1 through 6, 7, 1 through 7 and 9. Those and don't ask me why not 9. Because 9 was fucking dumb. 9, for those who don't know, 9 is just a retelling of Drum Island, which is Chopper's story, but it takes place after they meet Frankie and Robin. Like
that sounds.
It's like
impossible.
Okay, like Tyrone got this point. Like Tyrone, give me an example. It's like finishing Water. It's like finishing CP9 Water 7, and then going right to Drum Island. That's literally where the movie takes place because Frankie and Robin are in the film, but Brooke isn't in the film, so it takes place before Thriller Bark. And my brain was like,
"Ow,
why? Why in the flying fuck did you do this?" I hate all One Piece remakes of any of their arcs or movies. They're fucking ass. Always go back and watch the original. But yeah, that's the only thing that one probably hurts me the most. I can never have a full collection of One Piece state-wise because they won't go back and get the film. I would take them sub only. Just give me the ability to buy them, because for those who don't know, movie 6 for One Piece is goated. It's that dark as fuck. Actually, movie 7's not bad either. But God, that's a personal thing. It's kind of like telling Tyrone, "Hey, you can buy all of Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball and Super and Kai, but you can only get half of the films."
Why?
Only half of the films were licensed. So now you can't buy like the first 3 or 4 films.
Yeah,
Never in the States.
That's
It's like Tyrone has this almost perfect collection, looks over to the film side and goes, "Fuck!" That's how I feel.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, hey, look, if you're a Bleach fan, hey, also, by the way, Viz, you're about to make a whole bunch of fucking money, because, of course, when you put out the dub for the 1,000 World Blood Arc, almost said the N-word again. Bruh, the money will be immaculate. Especially
Dragon Ball made this very awkward, and I don't think I'm wanting them to do it, but they fucking won't. So technically the last 2 Dragon Ball Z movies we ever got were Battle of Gods and Resurrection F, which means those 2 should have probably been bundled together in a movie collection, but they're probably not gonna do it. And the next 2 movies are Broly, and then after that, obviously Dragon Ball Super Hero.
Are you watching that in theaters, by the way?
Yeah, I'm watching it on Friday.
Next Friday.
Next Friday, yes, I'm watching it next Friday.
Gotcha.
But I think they may wind up bundling Broly and Superhero. But if they do that, then it just leaves Resurrection F and Battle of Gods with no bundle, which is awkward as shit.
You own both of those films, though, don't you? Or you own Battle of Gods?
I own Battle of Gods and Resurrection F. I do not own Broly because, again, if it says Dragon Ball Super on it, they cannot have my money.
I'm surprised you bought Resurrection F.
At the time, I didn't know. Well, actually, no. I watched it in theaters, and at the time, I liked it in theaters, and I wanted to complete. I thought they were doing like a collection thing, which, again, I thought they were bundling. They didn't, so I went in and just bought Resurrection F because Battle of Gods looks weird by itself. Like, I don't know, like, I think KG, you and I just talked about it earlier. It looks weird when you have a collection and, like, some of the collection's missing, and you're like,
yes, 100%, yes.
I need to complete this right now. This looks awkward.
You know what made me mad? If you get the Dragon boxes, if you got the spines and you line the spines up together, it actually has a picture of, like, Shenron and Goku. And it's like, fuck, I'm missing, like, 2 of them. And you look at the thing.
Does that too in the back. It says it spells all out Dragon Ball Z, and it has like Shenron on the.
Hey, I hate that shit because then I'm like, I gotta get all of them now. Like you can't.
Yeah, now I gotta get all of them. Fuck.
It's one of those. Fuck, you've intimidated me into whether or not I'm gonna buy a box set because I know I have to commit to the whole thing if I do it.
Yeah.
And am I willing to commit? It's like a fucking marriage.
Yeah, that's another problem. So I converted from collecting fucking DVDs to Blu-rays now. For most of them, for ones I can get hands on Blu-ray. And it looks so weird because Blu-ray cases are shorter than DVD cases.
Yeah.
So when you put them up on your shelf, you're like, this looks weird.
The only way I
gotta make a whole nother shelf for Blu-ray. Fuck this.
Yeah, actually, that's what I did. That's what I'm gonna do. When I get into the new place, I'm literally when I get the shelf, one side's gonna be for DVDs, the other side will be for Blu-rays.
Yeah. And
damn,
real quick,
you gotta really do that.
Let me ask.
Do you have your shit on the shelf? That shit is infuriating. Be like, hey, I got Full Metal Alchemist in DVD, then I got it in Blu-ray. Fuck, the damn thing's shorter.
Let me ask this, because I know you guys have seen them all. I have some. I was given some, and I bought some because I was curious of the anime. Do you guys have the one, the lime, the snot green, the lime? You know what I'm talking about? The cases that say fucking save on them or whatever.
Yep, I do.
I got some too. I have to line them up with them. I can't line them up with anything else. It's so weird.
I understand why they're like that. It was a marketing thing, so you knew if you were buying it, you were getting a cheap box set. But you would get the whole series.
It almost sounds insulting. He's like, ha, you went for the cheap ass set.
No, well, I mean,
it does feel awkward though.
It does, but the appeal is that you weren't breaking the bank to own like all of, for example, Bakano for like $16 or some shit, right? It's cool, but then you put them on the fucking shelf. And you're like,
hate it.
And initially, I tried to order my shit alphabetically, and I looked and went, "Fuck, this doesn't work." Because I looked at it and I'm like, okay, you got B, and then I put it next to the Bakuman disc. I'm like, no, this looks like ass. Fuck, it looks like ass. What do I do?
They look so awful together. It's that giant green fucking save thing. I'm like, no, you're ruining everything. Kind of want to just print out the original DVD paper and put it on the case.
Oh no! Oh, my friend did that. He did it.
Oh, did? No, real talk? I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all. I do not blame him.
I said, bro, is that the same quality paper? No, but it makes me feel better.
Yeah.
And I was like, is it that deep? And I looked over and went, yeah, it kind of is that deep. Fuck.
Yeah, if you have OCD, you definitely need to make sure you have your anime shit aligned like that. Even now, case selection matters to me. Case selection matters.
Dude,
you don't want to buy fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! Pyramid of Light and a steel case, but it's sitting next to fucking Dark Side of Dimensions in a fucking cardboard case.
You know what fucked me up? What? I didn't realize this until I started buying box sets and shit. Bro, have you fucking seen? Do you know the difference between like a really shitty DVD case and a really good one? The one that stacks the fucking discs on top of each other?
Yes.
Bruh, I understand it's cheaper to do that, but it's the worst thing when I'm trying to get to the end of a series. I'm like episode 24. What do you have to do? You have to take the whole fucking stack
out.
And I'm like,
take the disc. The orange bricks do that. The orange bricks do that. You gotta take it. You gotta take one disc out, take the other disc out, then put that disc back, then put that disc in there. Oh yeah, I hate that shit.
And it drives me nuts. I remember I actually bought the normal box set just to get the normal cover on the box, and B, because I didn't want that stacking shit.
Yeah.
You don't understand. I lose my fucking mind for some of that stuff. But that's the collector in you when you fucking start getting anal about like the minutia of it all. Like I know some people who the ones like if it was a multi-disc thing and you had to like flip it like a book to get to the other page. Actually, Pokemon Lucario, if anyone owned that fucking thing. It had it where it was imprinted inside the case, but the case felt like it was cheaper quality because they fused the back of the case to the image, but it was like transparent so you could see through it and shit. I hate those fucking things because A, you had a liable risk of breaking your disc, and B, the fucking cover felt cheap because it was technically the case and the cover. Oh, I'm gonna find a picture of it as we wrap up here. Oh, the Dark Knight trilogy does that too. You're fucking right, Rad. I bought that when they came out with the trilogy for Begins, Dark Knight, and Returns. No, not Returns. What is it called? Rises. Dark Knight Rises. When those three came out, I bought that collection. I was like, yeah, I want all 3 Batman films. Looked in it, went fuck. That's stacking shit again. But there's only 3 films. It didn't bother me as much. But yeah. We can go ahead and wrap it up because it's already like 12:30, and I know KG, me and KG have to work and shit. So
I gotta your responsibilities.
Yeah,
your responsibility. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm so used to you being off, so my brain hasn't gotten used to that yet.
Right.
But that was all things considered. I enjoyed that. That was pretty good. I have fun.
It brought back the nightmares.
Exactly. But it also did make me want to get back up on my anime collection.
Right? I want to buy shit now at unreasonable prices.
At unreasonable prices.
November will be my testing round. I'm gonna see how Anime NYC
I already saved a lot for that, so I'm excited for it.
Well, I couldn't. But
I know. I'm sorry, guys. That's exactly why I saved too for you guys. Just in case if you find something I could get for you guys, I will definitely get it.
My aunt unintentionally is an anime collector, and by that I mean she owns the entire complete collection of Speed Racer. And the only reason I know that is because she just had it in there, and I saw it in her drawer. I'm like, is this the entire fucking Speed Racer set? And you wanna know what they do? They take the wheel of the Mach 5, and each of those are the disc. I'm like, that's cool. I like that.
That's kind of dope, yeah.
Yeah, I like that. That's pretty nice. That's a nice treatment to that.
Oh,
I didn't really get that for that anime.
Really?
Cause I gotta remind myself, Speed Racer's an anime. That's right.
Why did you say it like that?
Speed Racer. Like, back in the day, Speed Racer didn't feel like an anime to me. It just felt like some cartoon that shows up.
That's fair.
Speaking about Anime NYC, look at that. Orion said, speaking of NYC, I'm excited to meet the Pokepod in person.
Yeah, well, I feel like we're gonna meet a lot of people.
Wow, I think that's like the 4th person who told us.
I was gonna say, we're gonna meet a lot of people. We're gonna have a turnout.
Tyrone, I'm gonna need you to bring your pen because you'll be signing autographs like usual.
Okay.
It just also.
I'm pretty sure people. I think nowadays people like selfies.
By the way, I posted kind of what the cover.
Close contact. That's funny.
Oh God.
Tyrone.
But yeah. I posted the picture of what the DVD for Mr. Immune looks like. It's not the exact one, but it's that same weird ass where the cover is the back of the damn case. Like, I don't know if that gives you a good idea what I mean, but like the case is the fucking cover, and it fucking sucks.
I feel like I know what you're talking about.
Only a few box sets even do it. And the only reason why fucking this one did it because it came with that Mastermind Mirage shit, which is why I own that. And I hate it. And I mean that.
To me, the save thing I was talking about earlier is the equivalent to GameStop's random ass like cases that they put on games that don't have the actual case to it. So they put this random ass like lady with a shopping bag in her hand and like this kid and this other kid doing some random stunt. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Those weird cases that don't have like cover art.
That's not the worst one though. You know the worst thing is?
Which one?
The fucking stickers.
Oh god damn, yeah.
Ripping them bitches off without ruining the fucking plastic.
Yeah, the value stickers. Yeah, I hate those.
I hate it all. It pissed me off. And I bought Marvel vs. Capcom from there. I bought Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and I spent $70 for the PlayStation 2 version.
Big ass, ugly ass sticker.
And this fucking sticker. Also, didn't even know that game released on consoles. Fucked me up the first time I found that shit. Yeah. I kind of wanted the Dreamcast version, but I didn't own the Dreamcast anymore, so it wasn't really justified.
Right.
But yeah, I think we're good.
All right, yeah, we're good.